I really want you guys to understand that time is running out. And a lot of black people say that, but for real. Part of why the civil rights movement has been so successful, and part of why those who have come after in terms of our leadership have been able to maintain a presence, is that black people have always had a certain amount of moral currency that we have been using. And let me be the first to tell you, that's used up. White America has been watching us act like fools for a long enough time where any sympathy they may have had to our plight is completely gone. You're approaching a country that, forget hating black people or not hating black people, they just don't care. You can be talking about affirmative action, they can be like, I don't care. It literally is of no importance to me. I don't care about slavery. I don't care about segregation. I don't care about you. I don't care how many of you all go to jail. I don't care at all, because I'm broke. You can't be the proud, noble fighter when every single time someone sees a person that looks like you on television, they're acting like a damn fool. How would they know? How would they know you're not a damn fool? They're gonna talk to you? Yeah, right. This is what we're facing. Now, this was not a very motivational speech because I'm not a motivational speaker. I gotta be honest. No, wait. That don't matter to me. I'm a critic. That's what I do for a living. I'm not here to tell you you can do it, because you know what? Maybe you just can't do it. I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be real. I hope you can do it. I hope to God you can do it. You better do it. Because if you don't, will you suffer? Yeah. But oh, your kids are gonna catch hell. You guys are it. Don't think about Jesse, don't think about Al. They will not be there.
That was gold. Man, look, I love Aaron Magruder, man. When I tell you, man.
That's why I saved it just for you, bro. I was like, man, Keith's going to like this, man.
That was some cold commentary.
Yeah. But think about it. Like, from my understanding, that video is like 20 years old.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's still, like, it's still current to today. Like, nothing really changed. And I feel like
it's probably gotten worse. I mean, no, not probably. As far as on the visual front and what we promote, it has gotten worse because there seems to be no bastions where we have any kind of morality at all.
Yeah, because like when I saw that, while I was listening to this the first time I came across it, the first thing that came to mind was the the BET Awards that happened this past summer.
Was it the one where Lil Uzi Vert got beaten?
Yeah,
by JT?
so. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And all the ratchetness there, and then no, I don't know if that was from this year or last year.
Cause they're all blending together.
Yeah. Because I remember Taraji Henson. She was like yelling about look up to Project 2025, like scaring people into like voting Democrat.
And then Blueface's wife, but baby mama was there twerking on stage while pregnant.
Yeah, I think they both in jail now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, both of them in jail. That's why you really haven't heard anything.
Well, hopefully the jails are the cells are not too far from each other, even though they have separate genders.
Right. And then I was thinking about the Essence Festival in New Orleans that got like really ratchet and ridiculous.
The whole thing with Kamala Harris when she was doing the campaign.
That's part of it
Stallion.
Really? Oh yeah. That was here in Atlanta. Yeah. I was thinking about that too. Like I was thinking about all these things, and I was just thinking about just hip hop in general. And I was just thinking about of course, you had the arguments about hip hop and stuff going on all year, and I was sitting here just thinking like, man, but we like the only people that don't own our own music.
Yeah.
We the only people we can fight and complain about who did what, but we don't even own it at all.
And here's what's interesting because I not too long ago had a conversation about and it's really sad to say. Mm-hmm. But man, hip hop has really been a detriment to us. And you got people that will argue back and forth. You know the classic barbershop conversation of Tupac or Biggie. But as you're seeing within the hip-hop scape, I mean, look at R. Kelly, look at P. Diddy. Morality is not a cornerstone. Look at NWA. Look at all these people that have died riding around to this music. And it's getting to the point where, of course, I still love hip-hop, and that's like still a core. Mm-hmm. But I'm having to listen to other stuff because everything is just going back to just our lack of morality, or even if it's somebody trying to be conscientious of it or conscious of our lack of morality, it's still from that angle of this is our culture, this is our base, we start here, and within the black community, and I'm not sure if I've said it in one of the rants or if we've said it in the show. This has been a minute.
I know, right?
Yeah, it's been a minute. I mean, I'm here struggling to put on the shamag and everything. Yeah. You know, I had dust on the sunglasses, just all these different things. But it's one of those things where I was thinking about black culture, right, and particularly black culture in the West, and we seem to have this kind of shared want to support degeneracy.
Yeah.
I mean, look at for instance, if you have a young man, young woman, and they have a good head on their shoulders, they don't want to get into some mess. They want to keep their nose clean, stay on the good side of the law, get an education, do all these different honest things. And they're square. They're square. They're ostracized, and they are berated by the black community, attacked, in fact. But let it be somebody that sells drugs, somebody that lives couch to couch, all these different things, has been to jail. Yo, the bail money. People are pulling together tens of thousands of dollars for bail money for somebody that's going to go right back. But they won't do that for somebody to go to school. They will allow them to live in their houses, eat their food, lay on their couch, impregnate them. All these different things they'll let these people do. And there's no problem. And they believe that they are doing a good Christian thing the whole time. Meanwhile, as soon as the community is being beaten down, because this is who we prop up, everybody's surprised. And I remember I was talking to my friend, I was like, okay, well, why is that? Why is that? And then it comes to the point where a lot of, unfortunately, morality has degraded in the black community to the point where they don't identify with people with morals.
Yeah, I was thinking about the conversation with our friend Blue.
Yeah. And
okay, he know I'm a huge Outkast fan. Like, that like foundation of my love where hip hop came from.
Yeah.
And but he was still kind of like clowning me with the direction Andre took with this whole ambient sound music that he's been doing.
With the flute, yeah.
And and I was telling him, like, hey man, like, you can talk as much trash as you want, bro, but every time I go to the hip hop blog, because I don't really listen to, I stick with the blogs every day.
Yeah.
Every day these tours are getting canceled one by one, and the most successful rapper who was on tour all year round is not even rapping. He's playing the damn flute.
He's playing the flute.
Like,
that's how much money is being lost. Yo.
Like, he literally been on tour since the top of the year and added on to the tour till end of November.
Because he's stepping outside. He quit the rapping. He's stepping outside. He's actually learning how to play an instrument. He's disciplined in the instrument.
Yeah.
And he's venturing out into something else. But everybody's clowning him for it because there's no bars. And that's the issue.
Most successful rapper not even rapping.
Right.
But it show you the direction of the industry right now. Like,
exactly.
YG just dropped a mixtape, I think last week, or mixtape or album. I don't know what you want to call it.
Yeah, it's the same
but,
difference.
Yeah,
that's
but I think he only had like 8,000 or 18,000 the first week.
Yeah.
But these type of numbers have been happening like year round. Like, nobody not even taking it. Anyway, like, another thing too,
We're
like,
sputtering.
Yeah, I mean, already 80% of hip hop is purchased by white people anyway. You know, like, keep that in mind. But they let you know that they not even effing with it anymore, to the point you get these low numbers. And then I was just thinking about when we went to London a couple months ago.
Yeah.
And, like, it was just so refreshing. Like, I'm not gonna lie, we went a few days without hearing no Glorilla, no Texie Red, no Man.
It was a very different air because
no Yachty, no Trippie Red, like none of this stuff.
Yeah, none of that mess. And the mindset over there is very different, but and a lot of people are going to be upset. They come from households with two. A lot of them are coming from two-parent households with a certain kind of cultural morality. You know, and I'm talking about even the black folk over there. You know, but what Aaron Magruder said, and that's why, man, I'm not gonna lie. Like, what are my goals? And I didn't know that we were gonna do the black narrative again. But one of my goals was to actually, in the future, if Aaron Magruder ever comes across this, it would be amazing to interview him.
Right.
You know, that would be somewhere where me, you, Mark, you know, maybe even Jay, if he's out there,
Right.
would be able to come together and interview this brother, because
He's been radio silent for years now, and I don't blame him.
I do not blame him, because look, a lot of people say, "Oh, I want the Boondocks back. I want the Boondocks back." Y'all do not want the Boondocks back, because he's gonna upset a lot of y'all, because he's talking about us in a very real, even though satirical way. He's very clever, and that's what I like about his humor. He's able to it's elevated to the point where those that get it, and it's funny enough to the point that those that don't get it don't need to get it.
But you know, also the fact that, you know, he holding black people accountable. You know,
exactly.
because we really don't have that voice now. Like, you know, we always get this rhetoric about how we all kings and queens talk.
Right.
And like nobody can do no wrong, and then nobody ain't holding anybody accountable at all.
We're adults at the end of the day.
You know, and it's running rampant, and now it's affecting our music, affecting our movies, our shows, and everything. And that's why we really been partaking in any of that. You know, I was just thinking.
Yeah.
You know, like the most exciting thing in hip hop this year has been the whole
Drake and Kendrick.
Yeah, that's the only interesting thing, and that because of Drake. You know what I mean? Because I really like the songs that Kendrick was putting out.
Honestly, to be quite frank, I think that was it.
Yeah, I mean, that's the most thing. I mean, and I'm glad you spoke with him, because like I never liked Drake anyway. But
yeah, we're just waiting for it.
Yeah, you know what I mean. But other than that, for the past year, you know, you've been listening. I know I've been listening to different rock bands, alternative rock and jazz bands from around the world, actually. And I just, you know, the one I showed you, I came across from Australia, that's Indian.
Yeah.
You know, they're really dope. Found out they come to Atlanta, like, I think a couple of months. I just found another group that's based out of South America, same three-piece band, different vibe. You know, Crumbin, I'm listening to a lot out of Houston, but you know.
I've been doing a similar thing. Like, I've been listening to a lot more rock. I've been venturing out into like older kind of Hispanic music and just kind of older genres, funk.
Yeah.
You know, finding different R&B artists, alternative rap.
I really don't listen to rap like that at all, really. I mean, like, of course, you know, I still listen to my 90s stuff, but that's about it. And then I ain't really been listening to that as much, man. I just really been in chill mode. Yeah. You know, just thinking about it, man. But I was just, you know, it's...
just look at where everything's going. I mean, like, for instance, all these different stars, and I'm saying stars, that are coming out, and you know what they want to push. Look at the people that come out pushing the drugs. Look at the Megan Thee Stallions and all these different personalities that are able to have a platform to the point where they are on She-Hulk and all these different shows. They're in these different arenas where these are gigs paying millions of dollars, and yet when their album comes up, it flutters. It just sputters out. Nobody's listened to it. Oh, did you listen to the note? No, you didn't.
No.
Because the numbers show it.
Yeah.
How are they being pushed?
Yeah.
Why are they being pushed?
Right, and why they still being pushed? Like,
exactly.
Like to your point, 20 years ago, or 30 years ago, rather, you know, you sell like that, you just disappear. Ice Spice is another one. She just dropped her album finally, and it sputtered. You know what I mean?
I mean, right. I didn't even know she dropped an album.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So this is not just a few instances. I mean, this has been like a regular for the past year, maybe a couple of years now.
It's been a trend, really. And I mean, I hate to be that guy, but you see, what's that young man that made the song $1 Million Baby?
Oh, that white guy, Tom something?
Dude, I'm noticing more and more these white boys are coming out in hip-hop, and they're starting to kill us.
Yeah.
Oh, man, people are going to get upset with that, but
yeah, because I watched a video about him, because, cause he's like a overnight success, whatever. Yeah. But they was showing like video clips of him from 10 years ago, perform from a crowd of like 20 people, like just continue working on his craft and songwriting, and He signed to Brett Fayez. What's
Brett
his name?
Fayez, yeah.
Yeah,
Fayez, yeah.
yeah. He signed to him, and even though I personally don't care for the song, but I see why people like it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And then I feel like he worked to the point where he earned it. Like I can't take
You
that away
can't
from
even
him.
be because of, like you're gonna have people that are sort of losers that are gonna be upset and agitated with it. But I mean, heck, even in the lyrics, he says, I ain't never rep this set, did no wrong. Like he's a good boy.
Yeah.
The song is about him being a good boy.
He's genuine about it. He's serious
Yeah.
about the music. Obviously, he's been doing it for years. And then compared to I saw another video about the original Ice Spice where she
Yeah.
was like, oh yeah, my producer friend / boyfriend, whatever. I just like these beats, and then he told me he pushed me to rap, and that was it. And it's
There's
funny.
no passion.
Yeah, and you continue to hear stories like that from rappers, like, oh yeah, I just got up and started doing it. Or I'm here trying to give me a quick buck. Like it turned to a scamming industry anyway.
Yeah.
Like to get a quick buck now, and
Hey, Faye, which I mean,
and it sounds like it, because the music doesn't even stick. You know what I mean?
is that something else that we should get into? The fact that now a lot of our people are resorting to scamming.
Oh man, especially in Atlanta, man. This place
Yeah.
full of scammers. I don't know why people still want to move here. like
Man.
there's nothing but scammers. I'm talking about men and women both.
Because people don't know
Scamming.
better. People don't know any better, man.
They watch too much TV, man. It's nothing like these reality shows. Like, or maybe it is. 'Cause I don't even be watching them, but I just, it's definitely scam city out here.
Yeah, I mean, it scams all around. I mean,
Everybody trying to get over the men and women.
within the influencer spaces, within the rap industry, within all these different, there's no passion. Everybody just wants to screw everybody over.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's something that you're starting to see become a regular part of interactions within the black community. It's just people trying to screw each other over, trying to make a quick buck. Nobody's trying to help each other. Where is the community? And the only thing that seems to unify us nowadays is identity politics. The fact of rah, 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 I'm black, until it's time to unite with other black folk and get something going.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, no, I don't know. All the excuses start coming up, and
Who?
people like to talk.
What country can you say maintain power with no allies? That just came to me. I'm just not thinking about it. Like,
There's not one.
there's not one. Like even the U.S. Even though these people may not even, like I said, may not even like the U.S., but they still ally with them. You know what I mean? They not sitting here like, yo, we American, we don't F with you. No, they still had to collaborate with other people to get what they want.
Right, but that's the thing with our community is so broken in so many different ways that we don't even know how to interact amongst ourselves, much less build allies. A story that I found very intriguing was Hannibal Barca, which is like a figure that I admire what he's done. Of course, history is going to argue about what he looked like, but I mean he was a black guy.
Mm-hmm.
And Hannibal Barca was going to invade Rome, something that was thought of it as impossible because Rome naturally sits on 7 hills. It's protected by the mountains, and so he had to be able to cross those mountains to be able to get into Rome.
Mm-hmm.
But along the way, as he was leading his army, he came across a bunch of groups of Germanic peoples, bunch of white people, right? Germanic and Celtic peoples that had a gripe with Rome. And he needed people for his army. And so what he did is he went, fought his battle against the Romans, won, and he came in and discussed them joining his armies. And when they saw how he was about it, how he was a competent general, and the fact that he had the same enemy as them, they joined his ranks. White people, white folk.
To your point, because I've been talking to a couple of these white people in my workplace.
Yeah.
And man, I got to admit, man, I've been coming across some real ones. I had a one-on-one with this older guy, that worked at the company at my job.
Yeah.
And I was reaching out to him because some of the work I'm working on, he worked on something very similar. So I figured I'd reach out to him because he done the research and he done the work.
Right.
And I can kind of glean. I want him kind of like watch what I'm doing, to see if I'm missing anything.
Mm-hmm.
And so we ended up having this side conversation. They went on and on to the point we stopped talking about the work and he was so real with me, man. He's like I said, he's an older guy.
Yeah.
But man, but he was just kind of telling me his journey.
Yeah.
I would tell some of the pain points I have. Sometimes you put ideas out there, you get shut down, whatever.
Right.
And even though your idea is the best idea, and then you got to find your balance between either fighting for it or you just fall back and like just realize this is your day job.
Just let it be, right?
And but he's like, man, he's like, you're doing right because I used to be that guy. I kept fighting it, knowing I knew I had the best idea. I did great work, and until I started losing jobs.
Right.
And he kept it real with me, man. He was like, I had to learn the hard way. If that's what they want, let them have it. You know what I mean?
Ego,
Yeah, but he's like, like some people just don't want the best. They want their own egos, and that's what it is. And then, let it be.
And that's what you see in the black community.
Yeah.
Because when you start to think about what we had to deal with. I mean, to be quite frank, you guys accused us of being agents, of being literal government agents, because we disagreed with you guys on various points.
Yeah,
because there are certain figures who are not around.
Yeah,
I haven't heard of them for a while.
Yeah,
that you guys wanted to bat for, who weren't batting for you.
Right.
And so us trying to have a different voice and be critical and actually lead our people into critical thinking, because that's something that we push here on the Black Narrative. We were called government agents. We were called every name in the book. All these different things.
We took it on the chin.
Really,
we knew we were right, but
it's no hard feelings. But it's one of those things where, when you, in order to be refined, right? This is something that I personally take to heart. Mm-hmm. I don't trust somebody that smiles. I always say to people, I trust a frown more than I trust a smile.
You don't like the Kamala cackle,
Oh man, especially the Kamala cackle. That's why I came up with it. But man, because a lot of people are very naive, are very gullible, and they don't realize how gullible they are. Mm-hmm. Because and that's why the preachers do it. All these different people do it because they have this big smile. They're funny, they're charming, and they're able to say all these different things. And you've seen it in the new black media as well. You have these people, they're handsome, they're charming, they talk well, and people are just under their spell. Mm-hmm. Now the thing about me is I don't charm, to be quite frank. And so it's one of those things where I appreciate somebody that walks around with a straight face, because they don't have anything to sell to you. When somebody comes to me and they're smiling and hi.
Oh man.
Oh yeah, what you got to sell?
Yeah.
What you got to sell? But when somebody's able to be genuine, they're not trying to show me face. Those are real people, and those are the people that people despise. Mm-hmm. They're hard personalities.
Speaking of the black church and the pastors always smiling, I was thinking about we got so many new age prophets now. Yeah. And they always giving you like good news and blessings and wealth and all other things like to hear, prosperity. Mm-hmm. And you think about in the Bible, most of the time the prophets gave the bad news.
Exactly.
People were scared when they popped up because they already knew, like, dang, what we do now, like they already knew.
Because people are doing a mess.
You know what I mean? They weren't there to smile on their face and tell me everything gonna be okay. Like, no, I'm letting you know that this thing about to crash. You know what I mean? Like this about to go down, or you about to die.
Right.
Because you did this, and this.
Just getting ready for reality. And that's the thing with unfortunately a lot of people. They might be in the double digits when it comes to age. They might pay bills, but mentally they haven't matured past high school.
And like I used to have an old coworker, and he was always just talk about his high school days. Like he was 50 years old, but I guess like to your point that was a highlight of his life. And I was like, what happened between 20 and 50? Like, what accomplishments have you done then? Like, what do you do? Like, it always went back to the high school days. Like, man, and like, man, that used to make me sad hearing that. You know, like, dang, I don't want to be like him at 50. Like, I ain't done nothing. You know what I mean?
And it's funny because you'll have the people that peak at high school, and they'll be looking at you crazy because you don't swoon and go on and on about high school, but. No,
I don't even think about it.
But I once was a child. I thought as a child. Now I'm a man. I do and think as a man. But a lot of people they're not operating like that.
And it makes sense too. Think about it. I think all ties back into what they're consuming too. Because we are a media consuming society. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you consume immature music, immature shows, immature movies,
Yeah.
immature outings. Like you still going to these restaurants with the grass walls and the hookah, and it's like a damn club
Right.
in there, and you just trying to eat a quiet meal. Like
Yeah.
all those things play a part.
And it's all frying you. And it's the black community, hate to say it, it's matriarchal. A lot of people will argue back and forth, but it's a matriarchal community that's led by our women. And this is something that you learn in marketing. Black women are the largest consumer base, period, in the U.S. The largest consumer base. And yet, where has our community been going? So it goes to show that consumerism is a large part of our culture. Just all these shows, the newest music, the hottest trends, the hookah, all the food.
Yeah, and it's being indoctrinated.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll go far, and the weed too. Like I've been said
The
that.
drugs,
like,
yeah.
I was like, and I'll warn people because we had the other studio spot. People are happy that marijuana may be like decriminalized and legal in some places. I'm like, like I don't know why y'all celebrating because now it about to get worse. I mean, cause once it get commercialized, the quality gonna go down. They're gonna add more crap into it. Like, and I give you an example of cigarettes.
Yeah.
Tobacco itself is one thing, but the cigarettes have all these other chemicals to keep you addicted and hooked and killing you off.
Possibly even sterile.
It's like they're gonna do the same thing to the weed because we live in a capitalist society, and we've been taught that it's so advanced compared to communism and socialism and all the other things.
Right.
But capitalism has been holding us back too because for the sake of money.
Yeah.
I mean, just imagine how much better products we could have right now, but they don't do it because it won't be as profitable.
There's a bottom line that they have to meet.
I hate to buy anything from Amazon now because it's like, man, like everything's crap now. Even the most like it used to be a time where you just spend a little bit more money. You're spending money for quality.
Right.
But now that doesn't even matter. The most expensive stuff be crap too. You know what I mean? So it's like it's all crap now. And
because that's how capitalism operates, and a lot of people don't really know how capitalism works because there's bottom line. Because look, when you haven't even opened up a lemonade stand, you're not going to understand what really goes into running a business. The bottom line, that means okay, well, our cars are at this quality, our freaking toilets are this, whatever they sell are at this quality. Well. Okay, well, our profits went down a little bit, because of the economy, the second and third. So we're going to hedge this, we're going to cut this, we're going to get this, we're going to get rid of that, we're going to do all this in order to make our profits a little larger.
Then no more shortcuts.
Right, so that we can keep getting invested in. Because if we drop a bit, or if there's any news on us, our stock is going to drop. That's how it works.
I can't think of anything that made of quality anymore. Like. Especially electronics. Electronics are trash, but even like I think about furniture.
Yeah.
How back in the day you had like real carpenters you can go see and get some dresses made or some chairs or whatever.
Yeah.
And now like wherever you buy, first of all it ain't even assembled. You got to assemble it yourself, no matter how much it is, damn near. And then when you even do that, every box you receive says made in China.
Exactly.
Well, and so you already know what it is.
You know what they were pushing out that's really quality?
Yeah.
Propaganda. I mean, that's basic.
Like, when I used to work at the aquarium gift shop a long time ago, and you had the Chinese tourists come through there.
Yeah.
And the main thing, of course, they see the outrageous prices because it's a tourist spot, so souvenirs are going to be expensive. But that's to be expected. But the main thing, they go and they pick up stuff, and the first thing they check, like, okay, where's it made from? Mm-hmm. The Chinese people say it's made in China, and they don't F with it. They don't F with it because they already know it's crap.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But that's all we getting right now.
Yeah.
I only know what's made here. And then, even it says made in America, I don't even think we can even trust that anymore because I saw the one documentary how now we have like the Asian sweatshops in America.
Wow.
Just so they can say it was made in America. You know what I mean?
That is
but
insane.
but it made with the same cheap quality. You know what I mean? So it's like, man, like this stuff, to get that stuff going on, the food killing us, like the food is crap now.
The plastics, there's a big lawsuit that's going to be underway because microplastics have been in so many different things. And basically, if you're American, you're on American soil, there is a 90-something% chance that your body, your blood has microplastics in it because it's just everywhere. And
That's
so
crazy.
You notice how everybody seems to be dying from either cancer or heart disease.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like there's no other causes of death anymore. I mean, like, where's the one guy that dies from whooping coughs? Or, we stop having those. We stop having
whooping cough.
all these different things. Like everybody's just dying from cancer.
Right.
And it's because of all these different things that they're putting in our foods, putting in the air, these things that we interact with on a day-to-day basis. That are dyes, all these different things that are harming us. But man, people still want to stay here. People want to stay here. They want to stay, and it's not to say that you got to up and go to Ghana, but mentally, when I say stay here, I mean mentally. People are still invested in this system, and yet want to fight against the system. I don't believe you.
It's so funny because that the whole fleeing argument. But I was like, yo, we've been fleeing too. Like, for example, I was born in Mississippi. I had tons of family in Chicago.
Yeah.
I wonder how that happened.
Yeah.
I mean, they flee Mississippi, and went straight north.
Thousands of miles away. Just because it has the same passport,
See, just because it's the same country don't mean anything. They still flee. And I had to give a presentation at my job this week. I did my presentation about the hackathon I did throughout the Midwest. And I was telling them about, I was telling them about Black Wall Street.
Yeah.
And and of course it's in the Greenwood district. It's called the Greenwood district.
Right.
And called Greenwood because they came from Greenwood, Mississippi. They fled over to Oklahoma.
Right.
It's the same thing. But I think the other part of it I want to mention is, we so spoiled. Like, we never woke up to hearing sirens from missiles about to hit.
Right.
You got people that were born and raised under those conditions, and we never had to worry about that.
Right.
And,
Exactly.
And I wonder, we keep that same energy if you really was experiencing that. I can't imagine the trauma, especially even as a kid.
And then you got to have a family.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Man, you don't know if the bomb will drop on you today or what, or you got to go to the shelters today, or you don't know if there's going to be another coup going on. A lot of countries overseas go through that every generation, damn near.
And it's because of the Western countries coming and destabilizing.
Right. That's another part of it too. You don't want them to come over here, but you ain't telling us to stay out of there.
Exactly.
We the ones going over there destabilizing them to make them flee over here.
Right.
To replace us.
Exactly.
And
it's wild because people within the Black community in the U.S., there are people that move from their areas because of the crime, that move from their areas because of the gunshots and all these different things, all of which are contained within the community.
I flee from the hood to be in a better neighborhood.
Exactly. Right. But no, but they didn't flee. You got all these black folk living in the suburbs that fled the projects that they grew up in. But no, everybody else fleeing.
Bro, you weren't born and raised in this HOA, bro. You knew. You knew, bro.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
You went at Stonecrest with nothing but woods.
You don't remember that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's real. So, but I was thinking about that because it's going to be coming a time when that is going to happen because, we so think about, talk about, natural borders and protection, you mentioned about, Hannibal, but even here, we protected by, the mountains. We mostly protected by two oceans,
right?
East and West Coast, and then of course we know we got Canada above us. Our weakest point is the Mexican border.
Yeah.
But even then, but now I'm thinking but we already been infiltrated. Already.
Multiple.
I think when it does happen, it can come from the inside out. People oh yeah, nobody can just. It won't be a typical invasion like what Americans do to other countries.
Right. No.
Causing people to flee. No, I think, and it was funny enough that good time when we went to London because now you see what's going on over there in London now, so we kind of missed that whole wave. But it was funny too because I'll be seeing them online, the Londoners, talk we tired of the African immigrants being over here.
Yeah.
And I was just thinking, I've just been quiet, I've just been observing. But I was thinking to myself, well, you can keep that same energy staying out of Africa.
Dude.
You can call yourself to colonize a whole continent.
That's what a lot of people...
Now you mad that they over in your country now? Imagine how they felt you went in their country taking all their resources.
That's the thing that people aren't realizing is, if I take a ball and I throw it against the wall, dang it, it's going to bounce right back at me. What you're seeing is the result of all these countries that people went and destabilized.
Yeah, destabilized.
And now all these different forces, and I'm not being conspiratorial.
Yeah, right.
Literally,
It's
if you
history.
look into the history of the different governments that were in place and the puppet governments, all these different people, these things happen because these Western powers come and destabilize these places.
Dude, it's crazy. Like,
These Western powers have the money and influence still in these countries,
Yeah, still.
and are profitable and are where they are now because they destabilized them.
Yeah. You think from the very beginning when all these European countries came together and had meetings to look at that map of Africa and split them up.
Exactly.
Like, oh, no, never mind the people there or the tribes there or the communities
They
there.
didn't
No,
care,
this
yeah.
is, we carving out how we're going to do it, and this is what we're going to invade and take over.
And then that that big old, I mean, when it comes to colonialism, that large map of just Cecil Rhodes
You're right.
standing over
Yeah.
Africa.
Right.
Man, look.
Yeah, but now we take it the Rhodes Scholarship.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, and people don't even think about the history of that. You know what I mean? But yeah, like, so it's coming back around now.
Right.
Same way the Americans invaded these countries and the Western European nations invaded these countries, now the immigrants invading them now. So
Right, and you're seeing them making alliances. They have BRICS. Their populations are growing. Our alliances are weakening, and our populations are falling.
and then another thing of it too, it's government funded.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like so you yelling at these immigrants coming over because they fleeing from a country that Americans destroyed, and then it's Americans welcoming them over here and financing them, and you're not taking the argument to the U.S. government, you're taking the argument to the people who just trying to live and get by.
Yeah.
But it's Americans who want to give out these debit cards. It's Americans who want to give these houses. It's Americans who want to look at New York. They get all these money and resources that we don't even have as citizens.
I forgot what the term is, because it's a psychological term. It's like displacement or something like that. But basically, and it's a really weak thing. It's something that somebody that's weak and feels weak does. It's that whole thing of my boss yelled at me today. Now, because I'm weak, I'm not going to say anything to my boss, but I'm going to go and I'm going to yell at my wife. And because she's weak and she's not going to say anything to me, she's going to go and yell at the kids. And that's where it goes, where you have all these people that are weak and they want they want to beat on their chest and act like, oh. Well, if you have such a gripe, how about you go to the government?
Go to the source.
Go to the government because the government's funding them.
They're the one that's funding them. They don't want to allow them to come in here.
Instead of trying to go to somebody that's just trying to feed their kids.
Yeah. And like I say, it is hurting us as a people because when the immigrants come in, they're not going to Buckhead, bro.
Right.
They come to our neighborhoods.
Right.
I mean, like
exactly.
you saw my old neighborhood was. You saw my neighbors.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They ain't speaking lick English.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And this was like a historic black neighborhood. You know, and they moving in there, but yeah.
But go to the source.
Go to the source. They just doing what they need to do.
Exactly.
But the ones who has to give them the money and the resources to make it happen, take the smoke to them.
But black folk do not know how to build allies.
Yeah, man. Well, they don't see the problem. Like you have to
Right.
see a problem in it because that's what I mentioned in the last video. That you're not pissed off enough to want really real change. Anyway, you just want to be
Exactly.
comfortable in what you're doing. Like you really don't want a real change. But I know for us, we always talk about future, like how you put things in place for future generations.
Exactly.
And, but we live in a self-generation. We only care about ourselves. You know what I mean?
Most of these people don't even got kids.
On top of that, yeah,
Right.
facts.
So they really don't need to care and think about a future.
They dinks.
The dinks. The Ricky Dink.
The dinks.
Yeah.
You know what dinks mean? Is dual income, no kids.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Which,
Yeah, but that's a real movement in America. That is wild.
Yeah. Y'all go ahead. y'all go ahead and dink it up, but don't think we're gonna take care of y'all in your old age.
Yeah, because I seen firsthand the results of that. You know what I mean? Like when I was doing Uber and Lyft at the time, and I was picking up these older people that either were crappy parents, to their kids, or they had, like I said, to your point, had no kids at all, and they got older. There was nobody there for them.
Yeah,
you know
and the thing about it is a lot of people will be like, oh well, I have the freedom to do this. It's like I was having a conversation with a friend. And it was about how, the American ideal of freedom. And, you have these just red-blooded Americans. They'll be like, I have the freedom to do this. I can say whatever I want. And it's like, well, buddy, guess what? I have the damn freedom, too. You know what I mean? So it's one of those things where you want to have the freedom to, I mean, of course, be a dink or whatever the hell you want to have the freedom to
Change your pronoun.
right? Change your pronouns, run around in the streets, and have 50 different baby mamas or baby daddies. You have that freedom. Okay, good. Now take the responsibility that comes with that damn freedom.
Yeah.
Because we ain't gonna. That's not fair that you cut yourself and we bleed.
Right. Right.
That's not how this is gonna work.
Yeah, it's not gonna work like that.
Yeah.
Man, that's just wild. But yeah, I think I really believe that we at the bottom of the barrel. Like honestly, I can't even see. I can barely see another 20 years here, and that's really pushing it.
Yeah.
I mean, I just feel like things accelerate that fast to the point. How much lower can we go in our culture? I mean, because like it's crap, and I hate to say it, man, but they the same people in the government use our weaker vessels, the woman, leading this charge. Without a lot of them. I mean, of course, people who probably listen to us not part of that.
Yeah.
But the general masses, like you see at the BET Awards, or still going to the Essence Festival. The vote Kamala no matter what.
Right. Exactly.
He win in a way. They still don't get it. I mean, and they see something wrong with the music that's out right now representing us, and it's so much.
Look, black folk, wise up.
Yeah, because I really don't see another 20 years here, man. I just
because here's the thing, and because and praise y'all for being able to go overseas and us being able to see a bit more. The black community is international. It's an international black community that has to be tapped into. If you want to stay over here, look, it's like that story of Noah's Ark. They kept building the ark, and everybody's like, yo, you're building the ark. There's nothing but land.
Yeah.
What are you doing? You're insane, and mocking them.
Yeah.
Until the rain started falling, and then the rain starts falling. Everybody's hey, sorry. Can't let you in, and that's going to be one of those things when all these different countries and groups of black folk that are able to come together and build something are able to get something going, and then people that are just getting off of their baby mama's couch. Look.
Too late.
Too late, bro.
By the time they catch on, we way too late.
Go back to your baby mama's couch, man.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's really rough out here.
Yeah.
I mean, but it just, yeah, man. But that's how I feel. I mean, and that's why, like, musically, I just been in the zone that I've been in. Like, listen to like the different rock groups and jazz groups and whatnot, because, and it's more mentally stimulating listening to these other music than like I said, in the current state of hip hop right now.
Yeah, because there used to be a time when hip hop was experimental, and you would have different bridges and hooks and all these different things.
It was a cool thing, especially in the '90s, where you can listen to a rapper and know where they came from. They all didn't sound the same.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, now it's kind of cool that some of these old heads are coming back. Now, what's the quality of these albums are, I don't know, because LL Cool J coming back, he about to drop an album now.
Yeah.
Fully produced by Q-Tip.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Common and Pete Rock released an album a few weeks ago. Common, like, Democratic shield.
Yeah.
I mean? He was at the DNC as well. But he been like that for years, though. But yeah, a couple of older cats that's like working on stuff trying to come out. Juicy J.
Yeah.
Juicy J, at all people, he dropped an album recently.
Word.
He was talking about how he get paid off 90% of modern hip-hop.
I'm not surprised.
He said he get emails every day about samples, and he's like, yes. Like,
wow.
Yeah, bring a check. Yes.
Bring it.
But on the other side of things, I saw an interview with Method Man, and he said he never seen a check from streaming.
What?
Never. And he's like the face of Wu-Tang, or like one of the biggest faces of Wu-Tang.
Biggest stars, yeah.
And yeah, he said he never seen a check, and that's another thing. Like, there might be another shift too there, because people can get tired of not getting paid off their craft as well.
Most, yeah.
So that might be another major shift. But yeah, it's just so much. And then, and I see like a lot of black people saying, they find it racist that white people are upset about all the quote unquote wokeness. And but I was like, I'm tired of seeing it too.
No, I'm tired.
I'm tired of seeing these genders forced in my face everywhere I go.
Because and that's the funny thing about it is you have people that are. I mean, it starts to become a self-obsession. Mm-hmm. Because when I go into this world, I'm a man.
Yeah.
Now, the fact that I'm black, of course, that plays a role, and I look out for my people. But people like to make this. It's like that whole concept of don't embarrass me in front of these white folk.
Yeah.
You know that whole concept, and it's like, how about just like don't embarrass me in front of these folks?
Right.
Why is it? And that's one thing that black folks start to do, is because you start to put this white man on a pedestal to the point where they become this white man because of godlike figure.
Yeah.
And it's like, yo, at the end of the day, I'm a man.
We have a real problem turning anybody into an idol.
Idol, exactly. Be it for good or for evil. You put way too much power into their hands. And so,
because we see we did our own communities with our own so-called leaders, you know what I mean? And then, like you say, and we still look up to these, like you say, we still look up to these white folks too.
yeah.
You know, subconsciously, whether they realize it or not.
They just want to be white black men.
Yeah. They really don't want true reparations. They just want the same privilege as them.
Yeah, and want to be shoulder to shoulder with them.
That's it. Like they don't really want. They really don't want their own. You know. But I can't wait till we live in a time to where we have our own land, have our own government, our own justice system that really is about justice and
Dignity.
Yeah,
having dignity, because that's something that we lost.
And it's not built on pure evil. It's not built on
Exactly.
atrocities. It's not built on colonialism.
Right.
You know. But until and I do believe that's going to happen one day. Now, whether it happen within our lifetime or not, but I think it will going to happen.
Most
it's been prophesied already. It's going to happen.
Most stuff.
So, but yeah, man. But I know this has been a while. This part of the first broadcast was over a year. I feel like it's been a minute. So, so this was kind of like
It was spontaneous.
Yeah,
like I
pretty
said,
spontaneous.
I literally had to dust off the sunglasses.
Like for real. But we're gonna see where it goes. And but just tell us what y'all feel in the comments. Whether you agree with us or not. I can imagine some people gonna disagree because I know some things we're saying is unpopular.
Look,
but
attack us in the comments if that's just let it all out.
it's cool. Or we have further discussion, or you want to further elaborate of why we think what we think.
Yeah.
But we always push independent thinking. Not to really follow anyone in particular, not even us.
Yeah.
Because we constantly, ourselves, we constantly reading and taking in new information, talking to people. Touching grass, not just staying online.
Man, just stay in that grass.
Yeah,
And I'm not talking that marijuana. I'm not talking about Mary Jane. I'm not Rick James, man.
So it's cool, man. Well, we appreciate it. It just let you know where it goes. I guess if we had a point where we bring the intro song back, then that we back.
Yeah.
Like when the song slaps, now okay, these guys are back.
Yeah.
Right now, we just kind of like we shifting through it.
We see him with it.
Yeah. All right, well, we appreciate it. Like, share, subscribe. Shalom.
Shalom, y'all. Stay vigilant.